It's important to know that not all sets of data is called a function. A function is a special type of relationship where there is only one unique output for every input. The diagram below some people call the function machine. Doesn't matter what ingredients you put into this machine, you're only going to get one result. Take a look at the map on the right. You see the domain and range and some numbers and some arrows pointing to those numbers to represent the output of the domain. So we need to find out, is this set of data, this domain and this range, is this a function? Circle the range values that correspond to the domain of 2. See the 2 on the domain? Follow the arrows. What do you see? They point to -3, and they also point to +3. So this domain has, this one input has 2 outputs. So is that a function? No, it is not. In order for it to be a function, all those arrows pointing from left to right should only be pointing to one number. Every element of input corresponds to exactly one element on the range. So is that true for this? Not for this example. That's false. So is this relationship a function? False. It is not a function because we have the arrow pointing to more than one value. While we're looking at this, take a look at the number 3 in the range, the +3. You see how you have 2 arrows pointing to the same number? That's okay. The domain of 4 has only one output, or the range of 3. That's fine. What you cannot have, though, is like with the 2, where it's pointing to 2 different numbers. When you have a graph, to check to see if the graph represents a function, you can do what's called the vertical line test. Vertical line test means if I draw a vertical line anywhere on the graph, I should only hit the graph in one spot. Now when you do this, you should draw several vertical lines because maybe a vertical line in one spot may only hit one time, but in a different spot it will hit more than once. So for example, let's draw some vertical lines. I'm just going to draw 1, 2, 3, sorry, it's supposed to be vertical, straight up and down, 4, 5, like this. My first 2 lines, I never even hit the graph. I'm okay. But you see on my third line over, that line hits the graph in 2 spots. Right here, oops, let's see if I can get right here and here we go. Right here and right here. Because my vertical line hits the graph in 2 spots, A is not a function. Let's look at B. I draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter where, just space them out. No matter which vertical line I draw, they're only hitting the graph, which in this case is scattered points, in one spot. So B would be considered a function. If I added one, where could I put one more dot on B to make it so that it's not a function? Let me see here. Let me change my pen color. Here, I'll make it purple for you. If I could add one more dot, what if I put it right here? Do you see how that vertical line would be hitting 2 points? So therefore, then it wouldn't be if there was a point there, it wouldn't be a function. Let's look at C. Draw. Oops. Change my pen back. Draw a vertical line. It only hits one spot, one spot, one spot, one spot, one spot. So no matter where I draw the vertical line on C, It only hits the graph at one point, so that would be a function. I probably answered our questions on 15 and 16 already for you by explaining this to you. It says, underline the correct words to complete the sentence. If a vertical line passes through more than one point on a graph, then it does not represent a function. So in 16, cross out each graph that is not a function. Well, we said that A is not a function, but B and C are functions. So to sum up this point, vertical line test is a test that can be used on a graph to determine if a relationship is a function. If a vertical line passes through, if a vertical line passes through no more than one point at a time on the graph, then the relationship is a function.